Hello everyone and welcome back to the X-Ring. So I've got a really nice setup for you today, and that is the Knight's Armament SR-25. So if you want to know more about it, stick around.
Can't really see it.
All right, so anyone knows that, guys, these are like holy grail rifles. I actually had a friend that picked one of these up in 1991. This rifle is actually not mine. This was actually sent by one of my viewers, Sam. So I do appreciate Sam sending this in for review. And this is the way that he sent it in to me. It does have the Arkin, the 7-35. This is the EP5 Gen 3. It was his choice for an optic, and I think it'll work really well. Guys, this rifle was brand new out of the box, okay? However, I did break it in. So I did a 1 and clean, 3 and clean, 5 and clean, 10 and clean. That's where this rifle sits right now. Now, upon initial break-in, I did take notice of some of the groups, and the rifle does shoot sub-minute of angle based on that break-in. Now, I don't know how it's going to do today. We actually have quite a few different types of ammunition that we're going to try. We'll do some 3 and 5 shot groups and see how it does at 100, and then we'll take it out to the 700-yard line. So if you guys are not familiar with the SR-25, the SR-25, just a quick history, Eugene Stoner, needs no introduction. He worked with Knight's Armament Corporation, and they came out with basically what is the modern day DMR. Now, these were originally chambered in 308. This one is chambered in 6.5 Creedmoor. I am really looking forward to shooting this. Now, this was not bought as a complete rifle. I think he bought the lower first, then he bought the upper from Knight's, but it is all correct. On the back side, you're going to have a B5 adjustable stock for length of pull and cheek riser. And this also has an aftermarket grip on it. He said he liked the grip, but you do have the ambi safety on here. On the left side, you've got the bolt release, you've got the magazine release, and on this model here, it does have the bolt release on the right side as well as the mag release. Doesn't have a bolt hold feature for the right-hand side, but it works really well. This does sport a 22-inch long 6.5 Creedmoor barrel with a 1 1/8 twist, and it does have the KAC dimpling on the barrel to reduce the weight. It does have the KAC, the muzzle brake, the 2-chamber brake that has the post on the top and the little detents, and I also have the Knight's Armament suppressor with this. I am going to have to look at it because there's too many letters on this thing. Guys, this is the 762 QDC CRS PRG, and this one's in 762, and what that essentially means is it's a quick release, fast attach type model that works with the muzzle brake, but it also has reduced or controlled back pressure, and then it also has their patented baffle system, if you will. This is supposedly made out of 718 Inconel, so what we're going to do is we are actually going to shoot this at 100 yards, get it down there for a group, see how it does, and then we'll continue with the evaluation. So let's go ahead and do that next. All right, so for the magazine, guys, it's just a Magpul magazine. This is the PMag 20, 7.62x51. On the suppressor, it's pretty neat because they do have this little post. A lot of people don't like the post, but you'll notice these little ball detents. And on the inside, you're gonna have some ball bearings in here. And when you line this up, you just place it on. It goes across that post, tighten the collar, and those ball detents basically locate inside of that chamber, that muzzle brake. And then what you do is just tighten it up and it doesn't go anywhere. You know, Knight's have been known to make some of the best suppressors in the industry. I have some Federal Gold Medal match. This is the 6.5 Creedmoor 140 grain. I have a little bit of the Burger. This is the 140 grain hybrid target. And then of course we've got the standby, the 6.5 Creedmoor 140 grain variety of the Hornady match. So what we're going to do is we will do 3 shots initially on the red field with the Burger, just to see where it's grouping. And just to be fair with it, I'm going to do 4 because I'm going to burn one down range because, like I said, this was a clean cold bore on this rifle. And it hasn't been shot since it was cleaned and broken in. With regards to break-in, guys, that's kind of up to you. I think on a rifle that doesn't have a, let's say, a chrome line barrel, it's probably important to do it. Whether the manufacturer says to do it or not, at least I feel better doing that. So we're going with the Berger 140s first. And here we go. Now we're gonna shoot the top left diamond on the red field, top left diamond. On the Arkin, it's actually it's pretty clear, but we have full sun. Here we go, top left diamond. Pretty close to being zeroed. There's the first burner round. And then we'll do 3 for group. Maybe it didn't need to have a burner. Dang, that's pretty tight, guys. One more. Wind's picking up. Yeah, I figured it'd push it just a little bit left because we've got a pretty good gust there. Definitely sub-minute of angle with that ammunition. You know, guys, these are touted to be sub-MOA guns, with most guys seeing, you know, like 0.6s or so when they're shooting these. That's what I saw when I was breaking it in. It was holding about 0.6s. What we're going to do next, and I know you're supposed to, when you change ammunition, you should shoot another round out of it, especially when you're doing coppers. I'm actually going to burn one. We're going to burn it, and then we'll do 3 for the group, but we're still aiming at the same spot. So on the Federal Gold Medal match, we're going to go top right diamond. Here we go. 2-stage trigger. It is nice and crisp. Same general area as the Bergers. Okay, so that one that went dead center, the other 3 are touching. Still a sub-MOA group. Just looking at it, I can tell you that would be sub-MOA. We are starting to add a little bit of heat to the barrel. That's 8 shots, but this is a DMR rifle, guys. It should be fine. But you guys are starting to see that, hey, this thing is a shooter. And for those that might be interested in some of the Arkin scopes, you guys know that I have an agreement with Arkin. It does help the channel out. If you put X-Ring in the coupon code, it'll get you the steepest discount available. Gives me a percentage. And I think they're great options for most, under most conditions. Okay? Now what we're going to do is we're just going to go dead center. I do not have a Mirage cover, but there's a lot of wind today, so it's keeping the Mirage off of it. Here we go. Dead center, Hornady, 140. Okay, guys, so it doesn't care for the Hornady as much, and I figured that was the case because when I did do the barrel break-in, I did notice that, hey, it kind of preferred these Federals over the Hornadys. It did like the 147s. Unfortunately, I don't have any 147s with me, but it did group better with the 147s. But guys, this is super, super soft shooting. I think all total, you're looking at about $8 grand or so for this setup. I know that the suppressor is extremely effective. I'm not eating any gas, and guys, I'm not wearing any eyes either. So I would definitely feel it. If it was over-gassed or anything like that, this does have the Badger Ordnance mount on it. I have a set of these. They actually work really well. But this is a smooth shooting rifle. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set up the Garmin. I'll just quickly get a velocity. I'll plug it in and we'll see if we can run this out to 700 yards. Hopefully you can see it. But man, this is a really, really smooth shooting rifle. I don't know what it gets you over, you know, let's say a PSA Saber, other than, you know, just better quality, better longevity. I know Zach over at Mountain Mullets America, I talk to him all the time, and he actually just did a comparison between the two, and honestly, they kind of were neck and neck until he got out to some further distances closer to that 1,000-yard range. But Knight's Armament has always been like the epitome of the creme de la creme. I've never had one on the channel before. I used to carry an SR-15 for a little while. Love the rifles, but remember that you're getting some proprietary things. At least back in those days, they had an E2 bolt. You couldn't get a spare bolt, and if you could get one, it was like $400. So that does come at a little bit of a cost, because I do like to keep spare parts for certain firearms that I have, just in case something does break, because things will break over time. So let's go ahead and get that velocity, and let's get this thing going. All right, guys, the more I thought about it, guys, this is a DMR rifle. It's a designated marksman rifle. It's supposed to be for that intermediate distance, and we're going to pretend we don't have any dope. Now, I've covered this in detail in a lot of my videos on not only the 6.5 Creed hack, but also the speed drop and how that's run. Now, in order for the speed drop to work, you do have to dial below your 0. There are some scopes that don't allow that, and you also need to have a Kestrel. So just starting off, now I've not run a single chronograph speed on this. I don't even know what the velocity is on the barrel, and if it was a true DMR, I probably wouldn't even have a rear bag on here, or this bag, the barricade bag, but since it's not my rifle, I'm going to try to protect it as much as I can. So not knowing any dope or anything, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take this out to 300 yards first, and then we'll continue to shoot it, and we'll see how it does using this Arkin EP5. So I don't think that's going to cause a problem. So on the 6.5 Creedmoor hack, you guys know how that's done. This is a 6.5 Creed. You just take the distance, you minus basically 200 off of it. So at 300 yards, I minus 200, that would be 100. So just use 1.0 mils. As long as you're using a mil-based scope, you should be fine. So on the first target here, we're going to go 300 yards. I'm going to hold 1 mil in the reticle, and we should get an impact in theory. Here we go. That's a solid hit. Now we're going to go 400 minus 2. That's 2 mils. Impact. Impact. So far, 1 for 1 all the way out, and 2 for 2 out at 400. I've got no dope, no anything on it. Guys, this is a very soft shooting and recoiling rifle. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go to 500 yards. 500 has a win flag. We're shooting the 140s, the federal gold medal. So we're going to take 5 minus 2. It's going to be a 3 mil hold. Here we go. Impact. Impact. And guys, this is off like a modified squat position or whatever. So let's go ahead and take it to a full-size IPSC or a man steel. We'll go 600 yards minus the 2 is 4. We're going to hold 4 mils. We do have some stiff wind today, but that's okay. Here we go, 4 mils. Okay, 2 for 3. I think the first shot was just over the top. And then guys, all the way at the 700, there is a 10 by 10 steel. You guys have seen me shoot at that one before. We're gonna try, I've got a couple rounds left. I've got 2 rounds. Let's see if we can do this from this, this position, unimproved with any rear bags or anything like that. The optic's pretty darn clear. I can make out everything I need to make. So in theory, we should be holding 5 mils. Here we go. Maybe a little bit low. I lost it to the recoil. Yep, it's low and just a hair right. I might have one more round. I think I do. So based on that, let me hold 5.5. And it's still a hair low. So the Creedmoor hack usually works out really well to about 700 yards or so, but also remember, if we were shooting at the full-size man still up there, we would have had no problems hitting it. We're just missing it just slightly. So the 6.5 Creedmoor does work with that hack, and guys, this is a super soft shooting rifle. Very, very impressed with it, but a very expensive price point as well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to teach you about speed drop and how that works. Let's go ahead and get it done. All right, so I've got a huge mess going on. I got my M&Ms out here for the range. I'm enjoying it. Actually working with Sid again today. She killed it out there at Clinton House. She really did. I got to shoot some 15 to 17 mile an hour winds, and we've been training her today. She's ready. So I've got the Garmin set up. I'm just going to get one velocity. That's it. That's all I need. We're shooting the Federal, the gold medal, 6.5 Creedmoor Premium. I'm going to shoot at 100 yards. I'm going to see if a left-handed shooter would eat the brass on this thing. Let's see here. I've got one loaded in. Not really a good supported position, and here we go. Okay, so we got the impact. 2640 is the velocity, 2640. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the Kestrel. I'm going to walk you through what we need to do, and then you'll see how speed drop works. All right, first thing you want to do is go to that Kestrel app, the Link app, and when you click on that app, it is going to basically go into the profiles. I'm going to turn my Kestrel on, and we are going to connect the device right here. Sorry, I don't mean to use my middle finger, but I'm using the reflection off the lens to actually show you this, guys. So while it's doing the connection, what we want to do is, it's saying update. I don't want to do an upgrade right now because I don't need the WES. I've looked and seen what it does, but there's a new update that's been pushed out of there, and what I'm going to do is connect device. It's going to look on the back of the Kestrel where at 162 is the serial number, and there's the serial number right there, 162. So I click on the serial number and we have a connection in progress. You guys know how to do this, but there are a lot of people that don't. So what I'm going to do now is I need to build a gun profile. So I'm going to go to gun profile management, and then I'm going to add another profile. This is the easiest way to do it. While you can do all that in the Kestrel, it's easier to build it here and then push it over to the Kestrel itself. The new profile name, I'm just going to call it KAC for Knights Armament Corporation. It's just at the very top, super easy to do. You can take a picture and all that other crud if you need to, but I'm going to select a bullet from the bullet library. This is a 264 caliber because it's in 6.5 Creed. So I'm going to choose 264. It says 6.5 millimeter, and this is a Sierra bullet, but it's a Federal loading, okay? They don't have that when you go into there. So what we're going to do is we are going to go to 264, and we will go to Sierra. And under the Sierra, we are shooting 140 grain Match King. So you go down through here, Sierra Match King. We're going to do a G7 drag model. You can do G1, G7, or AB custom curve. G7 will work. AB custom models, I'd wait to do that later. But now you can check everything that's specific to your rifle. So you're just going to go down the checklist here and see what it says. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a screen grab so you guys can kind of follow this along with me. Give me just a second. So I'm on the screen record. Now you're going to see diameter, it's a 264, the weight's 140 grain, and the ballistic coefficient 271 for this bullet. The muzzle velocity actually measured, I think it was 2640, which this says 2650, but guys, you can never go by what's on the box because barrel lengths are different. You can get this KAC in an 18-inch barrel, a 16-inch barrel. This is a 22-inch barrel, so I need to know what that bullet does out of this barrel. The other thing you want to check on is the zero range. It doesn't make that big of a difference, but we zeroed it at 100, change it to 100. Bore height is about 2.50 on this one, so I'm going to change it to 250, and this is a 1 in 8 twist, I believe. Could be wrong. We're going to save that, and then now, once you save it, all you do is you select that profile that we just built. You hit KAC right here. I'm going to select that. And then on the very bottom it says send profile. When I send that profile, it will then send it to the Kestrel. At that point, you are done with the phone. There's one more question to ask you, and that's if you want to append it, overwrite it, or cancel. If you overwrite it, you're going to cancel all your other profiles. I don't want to do that because I have my 6 max data in here. So I'm going to go to append, so it just adds it to my gun profile list, and I am done with the phone. So once we do this, we are on the applied ballistics, the Kestrel, and I need to go down. Usually it's the first one that loads up. You'll see KAC at the bottom. Now from here you want to hit your settings menu, and you're going to go to system. System's going to be system at the bottom of your settings. We're going to choose that, and you're going to see the third one down is accuracy first. So when I'm trying to do this reverse, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that on. So when I turn accuracy first on, I'm telling it, hey, I want to use it. I want to use the speed drop. There's 12-inch drills and some other things as well, okay? So that has to be first and foremost, and you have to be shooting in mils. It will not work for MOA. So now when you go to your main menu where you have your gun, environment, profiles, range card, all of that, you're going to see accuracy first. So I'm going to click accuracy first, and then now you're going to see quick wind. This one right here, I'm trying to read it backwards, is going to be wind dot, and then the third one is speed drop. So we're going to go down to speed drop, and we're going to enter that, okay? It is now populating once we hit the speed drop number, okay? So we're going to come down, let me see if I can see this, speed drop number. The error is ±2. And at the very bottom it says calculate. So I've got 2/10 resolution. I'm going to click on this, and it's going to come up with a magical number, and that number is 1.8 mils. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it says speed drop 1.8 mils. That is the number of mils you need to dial below your 100-yard zero, okay? Now this Arkin has the zero stop set at 0, so I'm going to need to loosen the screw and be able to dial to negative 1.8 or below 0, 1.8. I'll show you here on the dial here in just a second. Now it's also telling me that for speed drop to work, it's going to give you a range based on the caliber. In the case of this one, it actually says it will work between 210 yards to 700 and I think it was 20 yards, close enough. So yeah, 706 is what it's saying. So let's go ahead and go over here. We're going to go ahead and take this zero stop out. We'll dial it to minus 1.8 and we'll see what it'll do for you. So guys, I am loosening the zero stop on this Arkin. And what I'm going to do is I have a 100-yard zero. You guys saw that. It was actually just a little bit high because we didn't re-zero it, but for most of this ammo it was pretty close. Should be good enough for this demo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 below 0. And then we're going to go 8/10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're below our 100-yard zero, 1.8 mils. Once you do that, now what we've done is we've lined up a ballistic curve so that if we know nothing else, I know that for this range, we're good out to 700 yards. I should, in theory, be able to look at the distance. Let's say I had Sydney over here hitting it with a laser rangefinder and she says, that's 326 yards. Well, all I do is hold 3.2 mils. If it's 550 yards, you hold 5.5 mils. So what it does, it essentially turns your yardage into your hold, okay? Now you're not going to want to dial for this, you're going to want to hold for it. So we're going to actually do this right now. I'll do it right here with all of this mess that's on the table. Let me see if it works. What we'll do is we'll just leave that camera running. I'll get Sid on the spotting scope. She'll be able to see these targets. We're going to start at 300 yards and we'll go from there. So let me go ahead and load some ammo up and see if we can't go on man-sized steels. Now you got to think, guys, this was really designed. This was actually designed by Todd Hodnett with Accuracy First. I know Todd. Todd's a super good dude and knowledgeable guy, but he's the one that developed the Accuracy First programs, and for lack of a better word, this is meant for hostile situations. This is getting rounds on target quickly. This is not for PRS shooting. This is shooting man-sized targets, and sometimes smaller, but doing it in a hurry. So all you would have to do in a situation is if we had this DMR, you could literally tape 1.8 on it, with a SD, you know, for speed drop, and you are all over it, guys. You don't need to know anything else. You just need a partner that can just laze that target, that whatever it is downrange that you need to hit, and once he gives you the yardage, you've got your hold right then and there. So let's put this into practice. Let's see if this will work. Let me go ahead and grab some ears. It is suppressed, but I still want to protect myself slightly. I'm not even going to use a rear bag. This is going to be a DMR situation. So we're going to go to 300 first. I heard something stop. Did you start that? Okay. So we're going to go to 300 first. And at 300 in the reticle, I'm just going to hold 3 mils. We should get an impact. Here we go. That's an impact. Now we're going to go 400. Hold 4 mils. Now we're going to go 450. I'm going to hold 4.5. 4.5.
Okay, so it was just off left, just a hair. Can't really see it. That's an impact. Now we're going to go 500. I'm going to hold 5. Impact. Now we're going to go 550. I'll hold 5, 5. We're going to go 600. I'll hold 6. Just a hair high. So we're running a little bit rich, okay, just a little bit. But let's go 700. I'm not sure if Sid's going to be able to see that with hers. Okay, yeah, she can't see it. We'll listen to see if I can hit it. Here we go on the left. We're not going for the 10 by 10. We're going for a man-sized target. 7 mils. Impact. Now let's see if 7 mils will actually work on the 10 by 10 to the right at 700. I think I have 1 or 2 shots left. Just a hair high right. Impact.
And that was our last round out of the magazine. So you guys can see how beneficial speed drop is. I knew nothing but that initial velocity. I put in that into the program for accuracy first, and whatever I saw, I used that distance, I used that hold, and it hit it. So if you're in a DMR match and you've got larger steels for speed and you've got that distance, you could always do your normal holdovers, but you can also do speed drop as well. Guys, these rifles, I have not shot this SR-25 previous today. I have shot other SR-25s and M10s, M110s in the past, and they are phenomenal, phenomenal rifles. You know, they've pretty much been around since 1990. They've been used quite heavily overseas in a lot of different wars, a lot of different countries. And I think the push is now, I think there's actually a Mod 3 model that actually uses the 6.5 Creedmoor. Now, I know it's not in God's caliber 308, but you got to look. Ballistically, it is more superior than the 308 when you're trying to do engagements out to about 1,300 yards because you're good and staying supersonic before you transition into that transonic / subsonic range. So this is a great rifle. It's a very expensive rifle, but it's nice. It shoots well. I mean, I would never have any reservations about owning anything like this. And Knight's Armament does make really, really good quality rifles. So I hope you guys enjoyed that review. And once again, big shout out to Sam. I hope you guys are doing well. I'll come back at you in a couple of weeks or so. I've still got to do the Steyr Scout. I was waiting on a long eye relief scope from Burris, which I have now. So I'll be able to get you that review. It's a little bit of a quirky rifle, but it's a pretty cool rifle. And I hope you guys enjoyed the content. You guys take care. Thanks to all my Patreon subscribers. And I do want to update you on one thing. I was supposed to give away the Outlier / rifle that I had built by going to Sportsman's Warehouse. That will be given away to one of my Patreon members. However, I was advised that legally by me building that and me having a manufacturing license kind of puts me set up for liability. So someone is going to win the whole setup, but it's going to be on them to actually take it to a gunsmith and have it barreled, or they can barrel it themselves and make sure the headspace is proper. Unfortunately, this day and age, just have to protect all parties, and so that will be happening. Hopefully in the next week or two, I will announce the winner. I'll just do it random draw, like live. I mean, I'll pull it out of a box. Whoever wins it is going to win not only the actual rifle, but also the Outlier chassis and barrel, as well as the arc and scope. Now, it won't be the one that I used in the review. It'll be the one that I think it's a SH4 maybe. I'm not sure which one it is, because Anistine actually got that scope as well. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Just wanted to clarify everything, and thank you for making the channel so successful. We'll talk to you soon. Guys, take care. Have a good one.